What's going on, guys? We are back again, and obviously if you guys are new to the channel, definitely check this out. But at the same time, if you are new, stick around to the video, see what you guys think about it. But also, I really want to get into this because, again, we were talking about Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse now, part 2. So for those of you that have seen Into the Spider-Verse, obviously Across the Spider-Verse, this video is for you. If you have not seen Across the Spider-Verse, again, spoiler warning. I'm going to give you two one more time. This is spoiler warning. This is going to be my thoughts, and this is going to be everything on the third Spider-Man film starring Miles Morales, Gwen Stacy, Peter B. Parker, and among many others, and what I personally is going to think happened. Again, give me your thoughts down in the comments down below, what you guys are going to think is going to occur. Now, again, spoilers, this is going to be the last time. There's been a lot of possibilities on what could happen in the third film. Now, one of the possibilities that I know a lot of people are going to be discussing is one. Okay, so let's start off at the end of the film. You have where Miles is now captured in another world where his uncle is alive and his other self became the Prowler. So there are different things they can do with that character. They could have where either Gwen fights him, or they could have Miguel fighting him, or they could even have Peter P. Parker fighting him, or they could have that version of Miles possibly go to the world that Miles is from, the Miles that we know, and try to save their his father. And maybe he dies trying to save his father, because again, someone's possibly going to die. We just don't know who, right? That is the biggest conclusion a lot of fans that I've been seeing within the fandom of who's going to die and who may still be around. Now again, I think that someone is going to die. We just don't know who. I think that a lot of people want Miles to live, obviously. Same thing with Gwen. Same thing with Peter B. Parker. I could see maybe Peter B. Parker sacrificing himself to save Miles. I could see that happening. I could see maybe Gwen sacrificing herself. I could see someone maybe sacrificing himself to try to save Miles. I could also see the fact of maybe Miles trying to get through to his alternate self to be like, look, there is another way to do this. You don't have to be like this. And something can happen. We don't know what could happen. I think that a lot of people are waiting because, again, at the end of the movie, I was wanting more. I was wanting to see more, and it sucks so bad because I wanted to see more of this film because of how much I enjoyed it. And especially now also that we now know in this version, Miles was not meant to be Spider-Man. That it was all a fluke, obviously, right? So I think that the gang that everyone is, that obviously Gwen is assembling to save Miles is obviously, Spider-Noir. We got the Indian Spider-Man, we got Spider-Pig, we got the I can't think of the other one's name with the spider. We also got Spider-Punk, we got Peter B. Parker, and I think we got one more as well. So she's kind of assembling her own team to go after Miles. Now again, we don't know exactly they don't know what world that he's in, right? So I think that what's going to happen is we are going to be seeing them try to search for him, and then they finally realize, oh crap, he's in another world. We got to figure it out. Now there has also been possible, I don't want to say spoilers, but more like possibilities that we may be seeing a live action Miles Morales. There's been a lot of possibilities for that. There's been possibilities that they say that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield may be in the next Spider-Man, as well as their characters, within, the Amazing Spider-Man and the Spider-Man Raimi trilogy. So again, I'm thinking it's going to be very interesting to possibly see them again. I think we're also going to be seeing Miles kind of realize that, again, he may be trying to do the right thing, but again, is his dad going to die? Is his mom going to die? So, again, who do you guys think is going to die? That is the main question. A lot of people have been thinking it's either going to be his dad, maybe Miles, or a version of Miles, or his mom, or Gwen, or Peter B. Parker, or who's going to die. And obviously, do you think at this point that there is going to be a point where Miguel actually sides with Miles, because again, he was trying to stop him because he did notice, like, hey, he's trying to do the same thing I did, and I'm trying to keep the timelines in order, and if it doesn't happen, then again, we're going to be screwed. So I think that at some point he is going to try to give Miles help at some given point within the film, that he may realize, okay, kid, you may have a point, but let me at least give you a try. Maybe I was wrong. Something to kind of get him and Miles back on the same path to being not only allies, but maybe friends at some point as well. I think we're going to be seeing a little bit more. I don't know if we're going to be seeing like more Spider-Man versus Spider-Man. I don't think we're going to be seeing that. If we do, I won't mind it, but I'll be shocked as well, because again, we got to see a little bit of that, of them trying to go after Miles and capture him, and obviously Miguel versus Miles. And I think what I would love to see more than anything is, I would love to see, maybe like 4 or 5 Spider-Man fighting against more Spider-Man, to kind of like, okay, well, why are you helping this kid? He's going to mess up this world. He's going to mess this up. And, maybe, Peter, he's going to say, well, you don't know him like I do, or something of those lines, to kind of just come up and make it seem legit, make it seem cool, make it seem like that, what he's doing makes sense. Because again, what Miles is doing can be called selfish, but at the same time, he's trying to save his dad. You can't blame him for trying to save his father. Just like, with Miguel, in an alternate world, he had a daughter. Is it selfish to him to have wanting a daughter, wanting to have family, to have a normal life? In some ways, yes. In some ways, no. It all just depends on your own perspective of reality, of what you want at the end of the day. And I think that's going to be very interesting to see if, there's been a possibility of, are we going to be seeing a version of Miles becoming animated to live action. There's been a very big debate about that within the fandom, and I think that there's a possibility that could happen. There's been people that I do follow that have talked about that in several videos, and I think it is a possibility, and it's something that we need to wait and see on what's going to happen. And I cannot wait to see the next film. 2024, guys. I'm going back in time for some reason. 2024 cannot come fast enough. I think that a lot of people, including myself, will probably watch Across the Spider-Verse more times than I can even count, because I know I watched Into the Spider-Verse several times as well. And I do believe that a lot of people within this fandom just enjoyed the hell out of this film. I will say this now. I think that this was possibly movie of the year. I think that there is also room for more improvement for the Spider-Verse, and I cannot wait to see more of the Spider-Verse. I was thinking they were going to go one way, and they went another way, and then I think they were going to do this, and they did that. There's a lot of things I was not expecting them to do in this film, and I can't wait to see that. And also, what's going to happen with the Spot? Is he going to be the main villain, or is Prowler Miles going to be the main villain? Is Prowler Miles and Spot going to become allies or something? I mean, there's so many possibilities they could do with this movie, and I'm hoping this movie is going to be more than 2 hours long. If it's more than 2 hours long, I'll be surprised, because the last movie I think was like 2 hours and 20 minutes, something like that, almost 2.5 hours long. I would prefer if this movie was like maybe almost 3 hours long. I would definitely be satisfied if it was about 2.5 hours long, maybe a little bit longer. So let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments down below. What do you guys think is going to happen in Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse? Do you think that something's going to happen? Do you think someone's going to die? Who do you think is going to die? What do you think is going to happen? What is your own personal thoughts? Please let me know down in the comments down below. If you guys are new to the channel, obviously consider about subscribing. Leave a big fat like on the video if you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys are enjoying the videos, and I'll be seeing you as always on the next one.